what we gonna do right now is go back. We going way back into time.
Blacklights R&B show band. Old school. Yeah, go. Protectors of the old school. R&B. Smooth jazz. Dead call.
Maybe has closed out this stage more than any other group. Their music epitomizes what the Westcott Nation is all about. Their music brings us together, it unifies us, and that's what Westcott Nation is all about. So ladies and gentlemen, it is truly an honor and a privilege to introduce this band that has been entertaining thousands and thousands for over 50 years. And they're going to close out the Westcott Street Cultural Fair in style, the legendary Blacklites!
All right, come on, put your hands together and be like this. Come on, ho! Come on, come on, come on. How you feeling out there? What's up? How you feeling out there? All right, y'all. It's time to party.
All right, greetings, family. Welcome to another edition of Baba TV, Every Time Fire, here in my beloved home of Syracuse, New York. We're down here in Pioneer Homes today, which you've heard me talk about Pioneer Homes being the oldest projects in New York State. You can go look it up, Pioneer Homes. I didn't say the largest or the biggest. I said the oldest projects in New York State, Pioneer Homes. And I'm here with two of my elders here. One, you've seen Butch on my channel, Uncle Butch on my channel, that I'll say I've been knowing Butch ever since I was about 10 years old. For all of you in YouTube land that want to know, that don't know. I didn't just meet him the other day. He's known me since I was a child. And I'm still a child to him. And next to him is another one of my beloved elders that goes by the name of Mr. Eddie Wall Street Brown, whom I think some of you have been acquainted with. He's a member of the group The Blacklites, the spokesman for the group The Blacklites. He's been on Baba TV a couple of times, The Blacklites, and I just wanted to document, you know, when we have elders like this. He's been a local group, music group, soul group in Syracuse for over 50 years. So I couldn't pass by this wonderful and remarkable elder of mine, Mr. Wall Street Brown. And I'm going to have Uncle Butch here, who's my host today, asked our brother some questions as only he could do, because he was back. I wasn't born then. I'm not even qualified to do a lot of this. And so I have to have somebody who is. I got sense enough to know that. And so he's going to do the work today. And so I'd like to introduce to some and present to others. Uncle Butch.
All right, then. What's happening, y'all?
What's happening, Uncle?
All right. Yeah, that's what I don't know. Everybody calls me Uncle Butch. Some people I don't even know, and some people that are older than me call me Uncle Butch. But it's a title I like to wear, and I try to wear it proudly and stand up to it to be a pillar of the communities, because that's what we need. But Dave came and asked me about doing this, and I realized the reason he wanted me to do it because somebody old that's been around and can ask this man some questions about back in the day. And like I say, my introduction is what we gonna do right now is go back. We going way back into time. And I'd like to ask Mr. Eddie Wallstreet Brown, the first one is, what made you decide you wanted to do entertainment?
My family, I came here from Baltimore, Maryland, and want me to hold this? Okay, I came in from Baltimore, and my parents was, especially my mom, had me around music forever. I came here in '71. I met some of these guys that was building a group, and they were called the Blacklites, and some kind of way I eased my way into that band, and some guys stuck, some guys moved on. But it was just something that was always around me, music.
All right, okay. And being a cook and being somewhat of an entertainer on the basketball court, and I did a little singing in some groups back in the 50s and 60s. Matter of fact, right here on this corner of Jackson and McBride Street,
remember them days?
when we had the doo-wop groups.
Remember?
How did you first learn how to handle criticism? Because I know as long as you've been in your group, I know you done heard some criticism about one, they can't sing, one, they can't play. Did it affect you? And evidently it didn't, but tell me how you handled that.
Well, it gave me the motivation to keep going because, like I say today to the youth, believe. You have to believe in yourself, no matter what. I call it the man in the mirror. So when someone tell me I can't, I just say, okay. And why I'm continually to do, they sidelight saying, how is this guy doing that? Because you told me I couldn't. So always believe.
Always, I hear you, brother, because we always hear that as the people that we can't achieve anything. All right, now a little bit more history about yourself. I heard you're from Baltimore.
I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland.
And how old were you when you first came up here?
13 years old. I'll be 64 November 4th.
All right. And I heard you lived on the west side over in Stone Court and then up on Midland. What schools did you go to?
I went to Blodgett. I graduated from Corcoran.
Okay. And were you entertaining in school? Did you try to entertain them in school too?
Yes, we did entertain them in school. We played Roosevelt's prom, we played Blodgett's prom, we played Clary's prom. You name the schools, we played their prom, sure.
Okay, I'm talking about when you was in school.
Yes.
Okay, all
My
right.
own prom. The Blacklites played their own prom because we all were in different schools.
Okay.
Central Tech. Everybody was from the east side, the west side. Yes, we did.
And now could you give me a little bit of difference between the two cities of Syracuse and Baltimore?
Wow. 150 degrees different. Me saying I'm from Baltimore, love Baltimore, plenty family in Baltimore. I'll take Syracuse and Syracuse housing any day.
Okay. All right, see folks, that lets us know we're living in a place where a lot of other people wish they could come and be. We have our problems here, but we don't have biggest problems as other major cities have and stuff like that, so we're doing it. And what's in the future for the Blacklites?
Well, right now, we are a seasoned band now. We try to play in seasons. We're at that age where we've been doing this for 51 years in the community. We've been up and down the road. We've had some major contract offers. I'm quite sure you've heard me tell the New Edition story. If you haven't, I'll make it brief. Back in '78, we were contracted to do the original song that New Edition did, and it was called Candy Girl. We were living in Boston. We were touring the New England areas. Through the travel, some kind of way the contracts just didn't match up, and we didn't get the contract. And today you know of New Edition instead of the Blacklites.
So you would have been Mr. Telephone Man.
I would have been Candy Man. Candy Man. I would have been the Candy Man. It was Candy Girl.
All right, all right.
The first one. All the rest we had nothing to do with. But the original Candy Girl, the Blacklights was the original voices on that song. And Maurice Starr was the producer. And we were living in Boston at the time.
All right. See, that's a lot of stuff people don't know. I come to a lot of your band concerts. And the one reason I do come, well, there's a couple reasons, but the main reason, because you guys, to me, are some very good local entertainers, and it don't cost me much to have a good time. And I get to see a lot of my old friends that I don't see unless I go to a funeral.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you know, because we always talk to saying, oh, we got to get together, to get together. And once it's over with, we don't talk to know each other until the next concert or the next funeral. But it's very good to have somebody like you and your group in here that participates in with the city and do a lot of good things. I have to say, for me, when I'm watching the concert, you are one of the best things I see going, because at one time you're on the right side of the stage, then you're on the left side of the stage, and I don't know if the group did this or if you did this, but seems like somebody just made you the spokesman for the Blacklights. How did that come about?
Well, to be honest, the spokesman for the Blacklights was originally my mother and father, Bill Good. Bill Good was the original manager that took the young guys from the east side, the west side, the south side, and said, you guys are going to get along. And he put us in a basement. And he said, if you want to play music, there's only one thing I ask of you. At least get a high school diploma. And as the years went on, Bill got older, Mom got older, they both no longer here. So really, who else would be the best spokesman for the Blacklights?
All right, I hear you. And that leads me into one of my other questions I had to ask about back in the day when you were playing in them garages, in them basements, and on the backyards. And I'm quite sure, at least when I had a group, we would practice at my house sometime, or Satch's house sometimes, or Larry's house. And every now and then, one of the parents, boy, if y'all boys don't shut up that noise and get out of here, I know something. And then somebody else, one of the other parents, go and leave them boys alone and let them go on and do it. At least we know where they at.
Like I said a minute ago, Butch, my parents was the overseers of us, so of course they were in my basement. And of course, my parents would go back and forth. Well, they're not going to practice today. Oh, they need to practice. Oh, they need to, and they did good in school. Okay, so we got to practice. And then when she got tired, and it was summertime, she put us in the backyard. Go practice out and take that stuff out in the back. And we sat out there all day long until it got dark. Yes, they were the good days.
Yeah, like I say, I remember my mama kicking us out the house to the singer group, and we never achieved anything because we didn't fight for it and keep it going. But yeah, I know what you're doing, and like I say, when we were down here on this corner on Jackson and McBride practicing and singing and stuff, back then, Mrs. Jones used to holler out that window, "Okay, boys, it's time to go home."
Right.
And our response to Miss Jackson was, "Yes, ma'am." Because if we said anything else, you're going to get a whooping. Okay? Now, did we go home? Sometime. Sometime we went around the corner, got another jug of Valley High, and just kept on singing. Thunderbird. And just kept on singing. Now, what about your kids? Are your kids entertainers or?
Some has the motivation, but I don't force that on them.
Right.
whatever you do, just be good at it. So I'm not going to force what I have done on my kids. Never did, never will. So no, overall, no. I got some grandkids that's coming though. I don't know where they're at, but they on the move right now. Okay.
All right.
'Cause one of them is a cheerleader, and she's cheering in front of big crowds right now at 9 years old. So that's impressive to me.
All right. Let's see. What do you have that you would like to be noted for and remembered for?
Being able to bring back them good old days where the kids can come out from each side of town, like the Duncan Bright shows that we do every year, where I see the whole city together. Because that's the way we grew, Butch. It was no such thing that we could not go from one side and we didn't have cars. We walked everywhere we went. So yes, I would like to see this city and a whole lot of other cities in this country come back together where we can just get along.
All right.
And if I can make one person happy, I've done my job.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I know from experience and fact, the Blacklites are one of the best local groups, and you make a lot of people happy. Like I say, there's hardly anybody sitting down when they at a Blacklight concert, except for the real old folks like me. But the other ones, they're all up dancing and singing with you and having a good time. So I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, you have done a great job working with the Syracuse community, and Baltimore, he's ours.
And one final thing. We got new generations. We got the babies standing out in front of us dancing to our music now. 50 years of service from our hearts. And it's never been about the money because we are retired men from somewhere working in this city.
You have a lot of magazines here that they have been in and exposed to get recognition, that what they should have. What do you got there?
We got the 55 Plus magazine that we were in the top of the year. And then we had been in the 55 Plus magazine a couple of years back, which is just saying that we're 55 and older, and it's a local magazine that has a whole lot of exposure, and just letting you know that the Blacklights are not just sitting around getting old. We are about to do some more wonderful things for the city of Syracuse and our community.
We talked about what you think about the mayor.
What I think about the mayor is, well, I told the mayor personally one day when he parked in front of my house that he's a little bit too young looking and not mean looking, but he's a good guy. He's a very good guy. He's done a hell of a lot for the city of Syracuse.
And mentioning the mayor, we was fortunate enough to play the mayor's ball that just passed this year. Thank you again, Mayor.
All right, and I remember the daddy or the uncle, the grandfather, whoever Mayor William Walsh was to you. I remember him. So I've been around here, but you have done a very good job, and we appreciate what you do for the city of Syracuse.